Hello, guys and girls. Today we'll be talking about the tank in our new podcast for the upcoming game Hell Let Loose. The tank will be the new big addition, in my opinion, for the beta. So, Don, what do you think about it?
I think about it, every World War II game needs tanks, and if they implement tanks the right way, tanks are the shit. You want to sit in the tank. Tank is awesome.
But that sounds a little bit fun. Oh, everybody wants to be in a tank because the tank is a little bit OP.
Yeah, it should be. It's a tank, come on. In most games where you have vehicles and where you have strong vehicles like a tank or an airplane, lots of players want to go and drive and shoot from within the tank because you can get a lot of kills, and getting kills, stacking them up is fun.
Monix, your opinion?
I don't think the tank is to get kills. I think it's more for pushing. So, yes, it is OP against infantry, but there's also a tactic way to set up a tank. If you know what I'm saying.
I think we do.
Yeah.
But guys, what do you think about the roles inside the tank? Are they gonna have the really realistic 4 roles of the commander, the driver, the gunner, and the loader? Or are they gonna change it up a little bit? What do you guys think that they're gonna do?
Is there anything confirmed about having multiple roles in a tank from the Hell Let Loose team?
No, at this moment, not. Announce the tank, and that's gonna be in the beta, but not exactly what's gonna happen inside the tank.
Okay. I hope they're gonna be as realistic as possible, and not like Battlefield, where you can drive around and get some kills, and it's just a meat grinder.
So you're gonna want also a loader, someone who is only gonna load shells back in so the gunner can fire.
Yeah, I think the driver cannot shoot. That's maybe...
Let me interrupt you there. I think the driver should be able to shoot, but every person who steps into the tank has a certain specialty. So he's either the commander or the driver or a gunner or a loader. But when the driver gets killed because the shot impact comes at the side of the driver and he dies, then the loader can take over the wheel. And the same way goes around. If the loader gets killed and the driver wants to take over the loader its position, normally, let's say you have 10 seconds to reload from one shot to the second one. And then when the driver takes over, it should maybe take 20 or 30 seconds to do that same action. And then you have, okay, one person is down in the tank, and it's not completely over for the tank. It's not like you have one person down in the tank. Okay, we can drive back and get our...
Let me interrupt. Let me interrupt you. If that happens, then when the loader is dead, then the driver needs to switch constantly between loading and driving, loading, driving. That's not fun, I think. That's not a good way to drive a tank.
Well,
or
what I'm gonna
deal with the situation.
What I'm gonna expect a little bit more from what they're gonna do is they're gonna keep the commander, the driver, and the gunner. I think they're not gonna use a designated role for the loader, because I don't think anybody is going to play that, because all you're gonna do is load shells, have that animation.
I agree with that. I agree with you.
Don't think they're gonna do something like that.
Would be realistic.
Would be very realistic, but not for gameplay purposes.
So then we all agree on an automatic reload system?
Yes.
And how fast do we think that it should go? Like one shell every 10-15 seconds, or?
I think that's very hard to say. It's gonna depend on how people adapt to using the tank and all that kind of stuff. I think maybe for start, what I would do is 10 to 12 seconds reload. Maybe take it down to 8 seconds. And then adjust as the game goes on.
But maybe how long it takes in real life to reload a tank.
I believe if they're really fast, it can be 3 to 4 seconds.
Okay, that's quick.
What about the ammunition then? Is it unlimited or?
I hope not.
Okay. So
I
a
hope
tank
not.
cannot camp around
No.
setting and defending one certain point.
You're gonna have a lot of normal machine gun ammunition for the gunner, who's gonna be there, which you're gonna have on top of the tank, which the commander can use, I believe, or someone else inside the tank, and you're gonna have a limited set amount of tank shells.
Yeah, I agree. A limited amount of tank shells, and yeah, but does the gunner shoot only the machine guns, or does it shoot the tank shells?
I believe commander takes the tank shells.
Uh-huh.
He also aims it and guides the driver where to go. And the gunner is inside the tank shooting the machine guns and on top of the tank shooting the machine gun. So the tank has to leave after an amount of time when there's no fuel, almost no fuel left, no ammunition left. So it has to go refuel, restock an ammunition, then drive back.
Yeah, I agree. I think that refueling a tank should be a process where the guy who is actually refueling the tank can get killed fairly easy. And yeah, if you drive to an ammunition depot or you drive to a fuel depot, then you can get some new gas and fuel your tank. But that's about it. Should have a limited amount of ammunition, and when the ammunition is gone, you should drive to the ammunition depot and gather new ammunition if that is acquired by your team, if that is bought. If there is no ammunition there, then
you're gonna have to push.
Yeah, then it's just with the machine gun, but
Yeah.
not with tank shells anymore.
Yeah, I think that is fairly realistical and fairly fair to do in game.
Yep. Okay, about fair things, a tank should be strong. That's a tank. But the weak points.
Close mobility is, for me, I think a weak point. So should not be able to turn 360 very fast. It should have to be able to do it, but do it slowly and in a normal way. And of course, you're gonna anti-tank shells gonna be in game, landmines gonna be in game.
Mm-hmm.
So if you set up those things smart, effectively, then you can take out the tracks, so it can't drive anymore.
Foreseeing and only playing on the same Redemont map now, when you want to enter a city with a tank, I think the infantry should have the opportunity to get some wires or some trap tools to make it impossible for the tank to maneuver to a certain location in that city, or to cut his road back from
make certain roadblocks which tank can't break.
Yeah, exactly. Or when you place like an X crossing and you drag that to the middle of the road with 2 or 3 buddies from a squad, then the tank guys are hopefully there alone. So the tank guys have driven into the city and they think, hey, we are the tank, we are OP, let's kill everybody here. And then they are stuck there in the middle of the city. I think those things should be exploited, and when you use that tactic against the tank, then you have the weak point of the tank.
What do you think of the tank can drive through walls inside cities? Should it be able to do that against all walls, some walls, none of them? Because that can also turn out to be a great advantage to a tank, but also can also be a weakness because you don't know what's on the other side of the wall.
I think
that would be very awesome, but I don't think it will will be in the game, because everyone has to. Everybody needs to play the game, and I don't think that everybody got the hardware to get that right. If you know what I mean.
Get that calculated.
Yeah.
Yeah, server capacity is also not there yet, and with the map size we have now seen, then there are so many things that needs to be calculated and needs to be processed to the server.
We all need supercomputers to.
Every hatch, every wall, every small tree you can drive through or shoot through will be really hard. But I also hate the thing we now have in PlayerUnknown Battleground, that when you cannot see the grenades, you don't get any damage at all. That's also bullshit. So there should be something like, okay, you cannot drive towards buildings, walls, or certain road blocks that are just there.
But you cannot run through a whole city with the tank.
Yeah, but when you have a trench, you should have a visible object around that trench. Can I drive over the trench or not? It's fairly simple. You have to be able to see that. If it's okay, you can drive over the trench. Okay, then this is a trench you can drive over with a tank. But if it's a different trench with a machine gun or with a helmet somewhere, or with something done, then you can see, hey, this is a trench we cannot drive over, so here it ends for us. My question is, the view of the driver. What can a driver from within the tank see, and does it improve when the commander pops his head out of the top of the tank?
So you say no third person view?
No third person.
Only from the inside of. Okay.
Yes. Then you're gonna have
it's hard to shoot and drive at
but
the same time.
I would like some sort of a mirroring system, that when the commander puts his head out of the tank, you get, like when you now drive in just your car, then you can watch in your mirror and you can see what's happening behind your car. In that way, I would like to have a small screen where you can see what the commander can see at that time. Something to make it the driver easier, because the view from the driver itself should be fairly limited. From my point of view, but that's my opinion.
I think it needs to be limited, but I think what I expect and what I would find more fun for the game would be that the commander pops his head out, communicates with the driver, watch out for this, watch out for that. But also the commander, when he comes back in, also has his own place to view through, but has a more wide view, so he can also look more around inside the tank, but does not see everything from inside. For that, he has to pop his head out and be a target for that.
Yeah, I understand it, but in not every situation the commander will be someone who has a headset, who can communicate in plain English or in your own language.
Like us.
Like us. And when I'm playing with you in the same tank, it's no problem. We can just speak Dutch or English if we have an English speaker within the tank. But yeah, it can be hard when you play with someone who doesn't speak English very well, and then you have someone who starts in German or speaks only French or Spanish. Then
wouldn't it be a good idea for them to make a command system for that? Watch out left, watch out right, go left, go right, go through the center.
I think so, but yeah. You just have to see that. Just have to see
an interesting way where they go in the Hell Let Loose team.
I think this could be
maybe with Marcus, but very curious how far the devs are right now, because we talked about the last video. We didn't hear a lot, but if I look to the Trello and all the other stuff that they've been working on, I think they've done a lot. So it will be a whole different game than the Alpha.
Yeah.
Yes,
And-
that's to be expected.
The only thing
For
I'm curious about is if you are with the Allies and you have a Sherman tank, or you are Germans with the Tiger tank. How is that going to be? Do you need 4 Sherman tanks to kill 1 Tiger? Obviously, we know that the Tiger is stronger than the Sherman.
Yeah.
So, is there a balance or no balance?
I think the balance should be made within the system with the points when you want to buy a tank. If it is in that way that the Sherman tank is that you need 4 Sherman tanks on average to kill 1 Tiger tank, then 1 Tiger tank should have the cost of 3.5 Sherman tanks.
I agree with that.
We specified for us the 3 roles in the tank. That's the commander, the driver, and the gunner. Should the tank be able to operate without a commander? Should the tank be
Yes.
able to drive without the driver?
Should be able to operate without a commander, but gonna take away what I think is gonna take away the vision of the commander. So then you're gonna not have someone who's gonna be able to pop his head out and say, watch out for this, watch out for this, go there. Someone's walking over there, target over there. That's what you're gonna miss then. Someone with overall view. Of course, when you don't have a driver anymore, you're not gonna be able to move, so someone has to take over that role.
Yeah, it should be possible that there is some sort of role swapping within the tank.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I need to see it first. Then
Yes,
I can
see it first,
talk
but
about it.
let's agree on one thing. It's not possible to pick up a random squad mate from who's just walking there in the fields and let them join them in the tank and then take over the role from the player who has died.
I think it should someone be in your team. But when there are only a gunner and a driver left, or a driver and a commander, I think when you get to a reload point where you can restock your tank, you can also pick up new crewmates for in the tank. But at those points, I don't think it has to be someone from your team, from your squad. And it can be anybody in the game.
At a respawn point of ammunition depot or something like that.
Yes, those points. In the open field, it should be someone from your squad, from your team. Only those guys can join as new in the tank.
Tank and movement speed.
I think it should be a little bit.
Real as possible, I think.
Yes, I think that would be best.
Yeah.
Well, I also think what I think is gonna happen with loading vehicles. Gonna have the realistic speed. I think tanks should have that as well.
Yeah, agree. Just normal tank speed.
I
Is there
think.
anything left to say about the tanks?
I don't know. Think we should wait.
Yeah, wait for
Very
when the
excited
beta's
to
launched.
see what the
Patience.
Waiting. I'm really bad at that.
Maybe you can compare it with when you copy one file from disk 1 to disk 2 on a Windows system. It starts with saying you have to wait 60 minutes, and then you know no way
3 days later.
no way near 60 minutes this is going to be, and then 5 minutes later the file is copied. So it's just patience, and when the beta is coming we don't know. But that was it for this video. If you have any thoughts about tanks in Hell Let Loose, let us know in the comments, and see you guys next time.